Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Ollie and welcome to another episode of Ollie's Opinions. Thank you all for the likes on the last episode. It was very warming to see so many of you kind of open to the idea of this, and it's starting to build up traction. I am coming back with the weekly uploads. So yeah, thank you for everyone for the nice reception on the first video. Today we're going to be talking about the Chelsea situation. Just for a bit of context for anyone who doesn't know or if they're watching in the future, Frank Lampard has just been sacked from Chelsea yesterday on Monday. Thomas Tuchel, the former PSG manager, has been signed as the new Chelsea manager on Tuesday. So I just wanted to have a look at Frank Lampard's managerial stint at Chelsea, kind of what he did, where he went wrong, and then have a look at Thomas Tuchel and whether he's going to be a good fit for the club. So there, we're going to get straight into it. So then, Frank Lampard, to really start off his Chelsea managerial stint, we all know he was a brilliant player for Chelsea, and I could sit here and list all he's done, but focusing on his managerial side, on the 25th of June 2019, Derby County, who he was the then manager of, did amazing things with them, going to a playoff semi-final. Derby granted him permission to go and talk to Chelsea. I think it was all inevitable. It was all kind of inevitable that when the Chelsea job came up, Frank Lampard was going to be linked with it, and he did end up taking it. On the 4th of July, Chelsea announced that he had signed a 3-year contract, and he kind of not steady. In his first season, he did quite well. He guided them to a 4th place in the league, Champions League, takes them to an FA Cup, sadly lost it to Arsenal. But as a first season goes, very good. I think it's not stressed enough how well he did in that first season. He's coming in with a transfer embargo, not being able to spend money, heavily reliant on youth players. Reece James, to an extent, you could see Billy Gilmore. But no, lots of these youth players coming in under Lampard, and he does do very well to get 4th place and to an FA Cup. Then in the summer of 2020, obviously Chelsea have this massive overhaul. They spend 222 million on players. The 5 high-profile names were Hakimi Ziyech, Timo Werner, Ben Chilwell, Kai Havertz and Eduardo Mendy. So it's clear to see that Roman Abramovich backed Lampard. He wasn't short on money. He had a full war chest. He brought in the players that he wanted. He brought in basically the spine of a team that he wanted to build around. And this team does do good. You know, Timo Werner's still not really adapted to the Premier League. Same with Kai Havertz, he's not really got the understanding of the league yet. Hakimi Ziyech is still in a bit of limbo of whether he's been a quality signing or a bit lacklustre. I think Eduardo Mendy is a brilliant replacement for Kepa, and is something they needed to address, and I think Eduardo Mendy is a good replacement. And Ben Chilwell, I think of that bunch of 5 has probably been the best, really holding down that left back spot for Chelsea now, and he is performing quite well. So in the 2021 season, Frank Lampard, he does top the Champions League group. It's not a very difficult group, but it's also a group you can undermine. There's some very good sides in there, and in early December, they was top of the Premier League. Where it goes wrong, though, is Lampard starts losing games. I think between early December and now, he only picked up 2 wins in 8 games. He leaves Chelsea in 9th place. It's not what Chelsea want. And that's probably why he's gone on to be sacked. In his time at the club, he was the manager for 57 games, won 28 of them, drawn 11 and lost 18. So that's a basic like brief summary of Lampard's time. Was it the right decision to sack him? Personally, no. In the modern game, I don't think managers get long enough. Look at Look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at Manchester United. Countless times, fans have been asking for him to be sacked, and fans have thought that the board was going to sack him, but the board have always given him time. They've given him money here and there. It's not a lot because, we know what the Glazers are like. But Ole's been given that time. He's been allowed to work with the team, work with the tactics. It's not always worked out for Ole, but the faith and the kind of belief sown in him by the Glazers is the reason why United are doing so well at the moment. He's had time to adapt, and that's why United are top of the league. I fully reckon if Lampard did have, that few moments just to see out the season, they would have finished third or second. It's a very rash decision is the word. But if we look at the man who owns Chelsea, if we look at Roman Abramovich, we know what he is like with managers. He is heartless, he is ruthless. He doesn't care about who you are. You could be Frank Lampard, you could be Roberto Di Matteo, you could be Rafa Benitez. If you're not doing what Roman wants you to, you are not part of the Chelsea setup. And I don't think Lampard should have gone now. I think he should have had till the end of the season, but Roman Abramovich is a very harsh man. He is very difficult to please, and Lampard is just the latest victim to fall victim to that ruthless desire almost from Abramovich. So yeah, Lampard's gone. I didn't agree with the situation. I didn't agree with the sacking, but that's Roman Abramovich for you. So then, we look at his successor, Thomas Tuchel, the 47-year-old German. He's had a lot more managerial experience than Lampard. That's something that Tuchel has over him. He's managed FC Augsburg 2, Mainz, Dortmund, and PSG. So, a lot more experience with high notoriety clubs in two of Europe's top leagues, stumbling over my words. He's managed 451 games, he's won 255 of them, picking up a win percentage of 56.54, and in amongst those 451 games, a goal difference of 361. Very impressive. In terms of tactical setup, he usually goes for a 4-3-3 Gegenpress, which, if you don't know, is basically a style of football where when a team loses the ball, their immediate priority is to win the ball back and not regroup and reshape. So it's high intensity, it's high pressure, it's lots of running, lots of energy required. You can't be a lazy player in this formation, in this tactic. It's not going to work out for you. You also couple that up with a bit of man marking at PSG. A great example of this is Ander Herrera on Thiago in the Champions League final last year. Thomas Tuchel told Herrera, you stick to the man and you don't let him go. And if you watch the footage back, that's what Ander Herrera does. He is like a bug on Thiago. Everywhere Thiago moved, Ander Herrera was there. And that is essential to this 4-3-3 Gegenpress, I feel. He's going to need a midfielder at Chelsea who will follow that player around no matter what. I feel like N'Golo Kante might be that man. It's all a bit here and there. As well as the 4-3-3 Gegenpress, Tuchel has been known to play 4-2-2, 4-4-2, and even is defensive as a 5-3-2. But as shown by that goal difference, a lot of Thomas Tuchel's ideology and tactics are attack-based. You don't get a goal difference of 361 without being attacking and ruthless. I think A bit of a difference, however, between the PSG side he had and this Chelsea side is maybe the quality of the attack. Both Chelsea and PSG are very gifted with their attack. At this time at PSG, he would usually deploy Kylian Mbappe on the right, Neymar on the left, and Edison Cavani up front. At Chelsea, I can see him going Christian Pulisic on the right, Christian Pulisic on the left, Hakimi Ziyech on the right, and Timo Werner up front, or possibly Tammy Abraham. But there is a very strong front three at Chelsea. Whether it matches up to the likes of what PSG have, who knows? We'll see in soon time. I think a big advantage that Thomas Tuchel has coming into this job is he has managed some of these players. He managed Christian Pulisic at Dortmund. He's managed Thiago Silva at PSG. So they're probably telling the rest of the squad, this is what Thomas wants. This is what we've got to do. This will be your role. And it'll all slowly fall together. It's not going to come quickly. It's a system which is very hard to adapt to. But if given time, Chelsea will come good under Thomas Tuchel. I'm going to make a bold prediction now and say if Thomas Tuchel is given the full amount of time, which is 2 years of his current contract, if given that time, Chelsea will win a Champions League under Thomas Tuchel. And I know that might be a bit of a controversial statement, but if you look at the players he's got and the system he likes to play, and kind of comparing the Chelsea lineup to the PSG lineup, there are quite a lot of parallels between the two squads. I do think a change in midfield might happen, maybe in the January transfer window if they can get a deal through quickly, if not next summer. But I do think Chelsea will come good under Thomas Tuchel. It's very promising both for a Chelsea fan and a neutral fan. I think the main mission for Tuchel now is going to be to guide Chelsea to at least one title and a top 4 finish. They're currently in 9th, they're only 3 points off 5th, so league-wise they're not a million miles away. They're still in the FA Cup, they're still in the Champions League, they're through to the knockouts. They're not in the Carabao Cup, but I don't think that matters. So I think what the board are going to want Tuchel to achieve is top 4 finish and at least either the FA Cup or a decent performance in the Champions League. But yeah, exciting times at Chelsea if you're a fan or if you're a neutral. So guys, that is it for this week's episode of Ollie's Opinion. Massive thank you to everyone who has watched and got through to this section of the video. Massive thank you to everyone who watched both last week's and this week's. Still getting used to YouTube, still getting used to making these kind of long form videos in comparison to what I do for Lampard Talk, but slow and gradual progression. If you did enjoy the video, go down, drop a like. It really kind of helps me gauge how you guys are feeling about the series. Do leave a comment. What did you think about Frank Lampard sacking? What do you think about Thomas Tuchel coming in? And also, what would you like to see on these episodes? And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hopefully with these weekly videos I can convince you to subscribe and build up more of a fan base. So as always, I've been Ollie and up the county.
Many thanks for watching the latest content on the Amber Army channel. Please make sure you leave us a like. Make sure you subscribe for more content, both for the neutral football fan and also plenty of Newport County. Even more Newport County content can be found on the club's iFollow channel on the link above. It is just £4.49 per month to subscribe to that service. And those of you feeling extra generous can also support us on Patreon on the link at the bottom there. That would be a monthly donation of your choice. Thank you again, make sure you've subscribed, and as always, up the county.